In this 12th step, we're going to look at how all these strategies come together to help you create the lifestyle you most desire. Chances are you've already created a certain level of lifestyle and you want to get to a greater level of lifestyle, profit, income, sales, and so on. So of course, right now you can use your current default lifestyle. That's great. But when we implement these other pieces, it's going to allow you to get to an even better level. So again, we start with our vision and our role clarity and the compensation plan to attract and motivate and keep awesome producers and the accountability standards and coaching to make sure people stick with that. We have our processes for retention and acquisition and pivoting and multilining. And then we look at how we can best delegate what we don't need to be doing, recruit long-term team members who are going to help us with tasks that need to be delegated to people in office. And we're going to make sure we're making as much profit as possible. Now we're going to look at how we can put play first and as much as possible allow for time to enjoy outside of work. Does not mean we want to be lazy, doesn't mean we don't enjoy doing work. It just means we want to be able to have some time where we can really enjoy life, family, friends, adventure, travel, whatever it is, and make sure there's plenty of time for that now, not 20 to 30 years from now when we retire. Years ago, I created a resource to help insurance agency owners see how some of these ideas can come together. It's called the 23 Reasons Most Insurance Agency Owners Can't Create a 3-Day Weekend Lifestyle. It used to be called Create a 4-Day Workweek, but I found that, of course, the 3-day weekend lifestyle is really what we're looking for. As an agency owner, there's only 4 things you need to do to be excellent. First, you need to be able to make sure your agency is retaining business. A 15% lapse rate or 85% retention rate will allow your clients to stay a little over 6 years on average, but a 10% lapse rate will keep you with an average 10-year lifespan for your clients. A 5% growth rate is good. A 15% growth rate, of course, is much better. And in some markets, that might be very difficult, but it's possible depending on what we do. The multi-line ratio of 15%, 15 sales for every 100 PNC is solid, but 25 is great. And then we need to look at how we upgrade your team. So we want to be making sure your team member is constantly getting better, or at least good enough. And then based off of that, upgrading the team really is a factor of retention of team members, just like client retention is for sales. So if we can keep team members trained well enough that we only have to hire a new employee every 24 months, that's really good. If we only need to hire a new team member for a role every 36 months, that's even better. That's less training costs, less overhead, and more time for you outside of work, enjoying yourself or simply doing the work you do best. So if you look at this 4-day agency owner blueprint, you can do really 4 simple things. Make sure you're having fun on your weekends. And then on Monday, focus on the agency's retention and retention processes and do whatever it is that you can as a CEO, in essence, a VP of retention, if you will, that's looking at the overall situation and seeing how do I best maximize the agency retention, whatever that looks like. On Tuesday, you look for what it is you need to do to grow. And that's really a combination of acquisition and retention. But for the most part, this is you marketing and optimizing the relationships you have and the marketing funnels. This is you connecting with people on LinkedIn, centers of influence, brokers, realtors, any of those sort of things that drums up business, and teaching your team members to do the same. On Wednesday, perhaps, you're doing your multi-line sales. Those when, let's say, you have 2 appointments per week, and you're doing those, or 4 appointments per week, and you're having your team members sit in on those appointments. Maybe you're telling your team members, look, I'm going to have 4 appointments every Wednesday. You can set them or I can set them. If you set them and I sit on them, you can make part of the commission. If I set them, you can watch me. I'll make all the commission, whatever it might be. But in essence, on that 1 day a week, just 1 day a week, you're making sure you're getting at least 1 to 2 sales in the multi-line area based off of 2 to 4 appointments. And so you know you're going to hit your agency goals that way. On Thursday, you're going to do your upgrading. You're going to look to develop your team members and recruit better team members. Now, in general, you might still be doing some training on retention or growth or multi-line on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but the bulk of your training and development should be done on Thursday. Usually team members are pretty busy Monday through Wednesday. They might even be busy on Fridays depending on your marketplace. But overall, Thursday is usually kind of the end of the week. They've already kind of done what they're going to do energy-wise, maybe a little less energetic and less proactive. And so that's the time we recruit. That's the time we also look to train your team members to help them get as best as possible. And so if you have this focus just 1 day per week, as many weeks per month as you need, this can help you run your agency without having to take a lot of extra time. You can come in, focus, get results, and then you can focus on creating an awesome life outside of work. So when you execute all 12 of these steps together, your agency can be more productive, more profitable, and allow you more freedom. It takes a while to put them into place. Certainly having the ideas helps, but when they're all executed together, it really creates a situation where you can really positively impact more people. Greater impact usually leads to greater income. It leads to you being able to afford delegating more and recruiting people around you more so you can focus on the work you do best. And that also allows you to free up time to enjoy life outside of work. So I hope you find this helpful. When you put these strategies together, it's going to create a situation where you can fully enjoy the agency and what you hoped for when you started, to be able to make a positive impact in people's lives, make a solid income, attract great people to work with you, do work you enjoy, and still have time for family, friends, and life outside of work. If you have any questions on this, please let me know or put them in the comment section below. If you'd like, you can schedule a strategy session with me to look at your agency's numbers, and we'll go over them and see what would be the prognosis for your agency, what could probably happen within a 12-month period or a 3-month period that would allow you to move forward and get closer to the agency you most desire. Thanks again for listening. As always, I look forward to helping you help more people and make more money in less time doing what you do best.